And welcome back to Big Apple Hockey. I am your host for the night, John Fulkowski, aka Filk, and we are here for another episode of the Final Buzzer, where we go over the night's game, do some other things, talk about some Q&A. Definitely bummed out after this game. There's not a lot of good to say. I see you all in the comments already. There's not a lot of good to say about this game. There's a couple things. I'm just going to get on with the good, bad, and ugly because I'm probably going to make this a short one. Going to Hank night tomorrow night. Kind of bummed out, especially after hearing the news about Adam Fox. We'll talk about that in a little bit, but let's get on with the good, bad, and ugly. Yeah, it's that time again. I see what you're saying about slow starts, but I don't understand where the effort went. We'll talk about that in a little bit. We'll go through the little good. Artemi Panarin, 3 points, just factored in all 3 goals they had. He owns his whole team. He owns his whole team. It's just a matter of the fact. Hey, Sean, he just owns his whole team. I don't know what it is, but he loves playing against them, and he just loves letting them know that he's not there anymore. So he had another multi-point game. He has 62 multi-point games as opposed to 40 games without a point. That's ridiculous. So Artemi Panarin, more times than not, is putting up 2 points in a game or more. That says a lot about his play. That says a lot about probably the greatest free agent signing the Rangers have ever had. Ever. So he had another really good night. Diane Fox is hurt. We'll talk about that in a little bit. But Artemi Panarin, another good night. Ryan Strome, I thought was okay. Didn't think he was great. Didn't think he was bad either. Just kind of meh. But Barclay Goodrow was good. We'll talk about him in a few seconds as well. But Artemi Panarin was really the driving force for the Rangers tonight. I wish Mika Zibanejad and Chris Kreider would have taken some notes. Braden Schneider stepped up in Fox's absence. Hey, Dylan. Braden Schneider was really good tonight. I think this was probably his best game. I think he's looked good in every game he's played in so far, but this was his best game. He was asked to do more, and he stepped up, and he showed a lot of poise, and he made some really good plays. I can't say enough about Braden Schneider's play. It just seems like he makes the right plays 95% of the time, I would say. 95% of the time, and he looks good. I can't imagine how this team would look without Braden Schneider at this going forward, I should say, because Braden Schneider is just a rock back there. He's an absolute rock. And I know he's playing third pairing minutes. Well, you know what? He's leaps and bounds better than all of our other defensemen, not named Fox or Lindgren. And even Trouba, I can't even say a whole lot of good about Trouba because his game is just so up and down, and you don't know what you're going to get from him. I thought Laffy was okay. I didn't think he was great. I need more. Mike, they probably are asking for Schneider, but I don't think the Rangers are going to deal him. I really don't think the Rangers are going to deal him. They'd be stupid to deal him. So, I just think that you got a real good game from Schneider. Yeah, you got a real good performance from him. I think, like I said, he's here to stay. I don't see any way that he can go down anymore at this point. I would strongly consider sending Keandre Miller down to Hartford, though, because I just don't see why he needs to stay in this lineup with how brutal he is on defense. In his own zone, he's an atrocity. So the next point would be Goodrow. This is the last good point I have for tonight. So Barclay Goodrow looked really good. I thought he played a solid game. I think that they need to really kind of, really kind of look at what he's doing. And I think a lot of the players on the team need to take notes because Barclay Goodrow brings it at both ends of the ice. And I'm not seeing it enough from certain players. I didn't see it enough from Chris Kreider tonight. He didn't seem like he wanted it. He might have been looking forward to tomorrow night. Mika Zibanejad was another one. Just looking forward to tomorrow night. But I mean, you gotta have more efforts like the ones that Barclay Goodrow has given lately, because he's been going balls to the wall, and he had another really good game. He could have had 3 goals tonight. He hit 2 posts and had a goal. So the first 5 minutes of the game was really good, and then after that was just garbage. So yeah, I'm with you, Sean. I think you need some more guys like him. I think this team needs more guys. I think Julian Gauthier can really kind of be phased out of the lineup for me. I don't really care for his game. I don't think he gives you much. Yeah, the size and the speed looks nice, but there's nothing else that I really see with Julian Gauthier at this point. Sorry, I just don't. So I really liked what I saw from him. Chris Kreider, we're in, well, obviously we're done with the good. So
that's good.
And we move on to the bad. And Chris Kreider, it's one of the worst games I've seen from him in a long time. I've been praising him about how good and consistent his efforts have been, on and off the puck. And then he just comes and gives me this. Just invisible all night. I think I heard his name once all night. And he came in off of the far side boards in the second period, I believe it was. And he has shot blocked. And that was it. And, for a guy who wants the captaincy, you're going to need to bring it every night. And he just did not bring it at all tonight. He was a ghost. Yeah. This comment says it all. He was a ghost. Nothing really else to say. A piss poor effort from him. Mika Zibanejad was another one. I know we got the power play goal, but I mean, another not a great effort from Mika Zibanejad either. I'm not. I thought he was a little better than Kreider, but you know what? So, yeah, Kreider invisible, Fox hurt, Miller and Trouba, they could have been better. Yeah, the fourth line, and the fourth line was quiet too. The team stopped hustling after the second goal. So, and yeah, and Sean, you're right. Gauthier does get a lot of chances and just doesn't score. I don't think he has the ability to finish. So, Mike, hopefully you're right. I'm going tomorrow, so I hope to God they show up to play tomorrow. So, yeah, worst game I've seen from Chris Kreider in a long time. The entire defense corps, aside from Braden Schneider, was bad. They were bad. Fox, even though he had that assist on the Panarin goal, on the really nice pass to break Panarin out, they were just bad overall. Fox was bad. He was really sloppy in his own zone. He's been sloppy for a bit. He's had stretches where he's sloppy for a good part of the game, and then he just wakes up and then just plays lights out again. And that's, you can get away with that, but tonight he couldn't get away with it, and then he got hurt. So, but Miller and Trouba, not good. Leroy Hayek, not good. Ryan Lindgren, not good. Braden Schneider was the only one that looked good out there. Only one. And it's bad that a rookie that's played 5 games is having, Mike, I know I don't even think Rooney was good. Sorry, but I don't agree with that at all. I don't think Rooney was good. I think that entire fourth line was invisible. They did another bad effort from them 2 games in a row. And this is not like the fourth line. They usually come back with good efforts. They did not have a good effort. It's time for Greg McKegg to sit. It looks like every time that they get into a match with like a team that can skate well and moves well, Ryan Reeves looks like he's behind the play a little bit. And then he just can't really do anything. So, I mean, Greg McKegg's he's got to sit. He's got to sit. He can't play anymore. Dryden Hunt's got to sit. Dryden Hunt, another bad game from him. Alexander Georgiev was terrible. I know that Keandre Miller left, I believe it was Sean Corrali, wide open all alone for that deflection in front. But just not enough from Alexander Georgiev. And the fourth goal was just a joke. Georgiev looked like he was in between. It looks like the time off and then the Carolina game really kind of has killed his confidence. It looks like we're getting back to the point where we were in the beginning of the year where, if Georgiev's in, they're going to lose. You know what? It's starting to get to that point again because he got sacrificed to Carolina, which was not the right move. And then, and tonight was October Georgiev. You're right, David. And now, you can't have that from your backup. You can't. Your backup's got to be better. So if he's not going to be better, they better move on from him at some point soon. So, but he was not good tonight. He wasn't good. And, not nearly enough offensive zone time. You're not getting offensive enough zone time as it is. And then you're not taking shots when you have the ability to take them. And that's the biggest thing that I've seen with this team all year is they're passing up shots. And then they just, on top of that, they're not getting the zone time to be able to do that. Like if you were possessing the puck in the offensive zone 75% of the game, and you were passing up shots, then okay, eventually you're gonna score because you're gonna shoot eventually. But like you could afford to do it at that point, but they can't afford to do it the way that they play, and the fact that they don't get enough offensive zone time, and it's not enough. 5-on-5 play was just terrible. Again, 5-on-5 play, not able to do anything. And you know what, Mike, I'm not saying that Igor is the difference in this game, but Georgiev wasn't good. There's just no argument to it. He wasn't. Sorry. He looked like he was in between on a lot of plays and just guessing. And you can't have that from a goaltender. He's got to be reading and reacting, and he wasn't. But, it's brutal 5-on-5 play that's leading to a lot of this. They're not moving the puck well. The defense isn't moving the puck up to the forwards efficiently enough. That's one of the biggest things I'm seeing. Trouba and Miller are fumbling around with the puck in their own zone. And sure, yeah, they're better, bouncing back, but you might not have Adam Fox tomorrow night now. Probably won't, I should say, because he's day-to-day. So I doubt he plays tomorrow. So now you're without your best defenseman. Now, is Patrick Nemeth coming back into the lineup tomorrow? Because if that's the case, we're definitely screwed. So I don't know what to say, but this 5-on-5 play has got to change. They got to go make a deal. And you need puck on the net, and you need pucks to get on net, and too many finesse plays. I'm on board with that. The last few games they've had trouble cycling down low. Well, they haven't had the time to because they have not had possession in the offensive zone to do that. Yeah, Jones brought up to the active roster today. Hopefully he plays and not Tenorti, not Nemeth, because those guys are not going to help anything out at all. And Libor Hayek, it just is not good. It's not good. So, but bad 5-on-5 play is not helping it. And then the effort just wasn't there after the first 5 minutes. You can't, you can't take your foot off the pedal the way that they did. And yeah, Columbus's first goal shouldn't have counted. That was kicked. It was absolutely kicked. I'm sorry, but directing your foot towards the net like that is a kick. You don't have to bring your foot off the ice to kick something. You can kick something with your foot on the ice. I could drag my foot along the ground and kick something. I don't agree with that at all, David. I don't. I don't think he was that good. I think he fumbled the puck way too many times. I mean, if you're comparing him to Patrick Nemeth's performances, sure, okay. But that's some low-hanging fruit. We're setting the bar really low there. So it's not saying much. And then the last thing, because this is all the bad, and this is now the ugly. Gallant Fox day to day. So probably not going to play tomorrow. Who knows how long he's out for? The last time Gallant said, I don't think it's that serious, which is what he said about Fox's injury. Igor was out for 2 weeks, and we were with Georgiev. So yeah. Debatable at best, maybe. I again, they were all really bad. So what exactly are we competing for here by saying that Libor Hayek was the least bad out of Schneider? Because he was bad, Trouba was bad. I mean, it just, the only thing that we could say from this is that Keandre Miller was terrible. Terrible. I don't know what it is with this guy, but he just doesn't seem to understand how to play defense. I don't. Yeah, plus minus doesn't mean a lot to me, David. It doesn't. It really doesn't. When it's extremely bad, then okay. You know what? Then maybe that it deserves looking into. But Marek Malik once led the league in plus minus. No, absolutely not. No, and no. Libor Hayek did not move the puck well tonight. He made one good play in the third period, which almost ended up with a goal, and that's it. That was it. Miller and Lindy were both awful tonight. Totally agree with that. Trouba was awful too, and Miller was worse than them all. So if we're going to say that Hayek was better than Miller, okay, fine. But Miller was just, he was dog shit. Miller was dog shit. That's it. There's nothing else to say about Keandre Miller's game. It's enough to have a guy that's making rookie mistakes. But there's a big difference between rookie mistakes and mistakes that you don't make in Pee-wee. Keandre Miller continues to make mistakes that a 10-year-old would not make. Enough is enough. If you're going to go get Jacob Chikrin, please do it and send him the other way. Because I'm tired of watching this guy play. I'm tired of it. I'm done. I'm sick and tired of it. Yeah, Lindgren was just terrible, Sean. Another game from him where he's been really sloppy. Him and Fox really lately have just been very, very sloppy. And yeah, this is what pisses me off too. Miller somehow doesn't sit for all the dumb plays that he makes, but Jones and Nils sit. And they play better than he does. And they understand the position, unlike Miller, who I don't want to hear any excuses from Miller because Jones played center until he was 15 years old. So I don't want to hear about, oh, Keandre Miller's a forward. Don't give me it. Cry me a friggin' river. Zach Jones was playing center until he was 15, and he's 10 times better than Miller at playing defense. Miller is over here when he should be over here defending somebody. Enough is enough. Yeah, we should have won this game, and yeah, they've blown leads before. Georgiev, you know what? He played so well before this recent stretch. I don't know what happened, but if this is his way of sulking because, oh, I'm not the starter, then you know what? Get the hell out of here. Take the next bus and get the hell out of here because I'm done with that crap. Take care, Core. Have a good night. Yeah, I have a strong feeling too. I'm not going to do a long one tonight, guys. I've got stuff I've got to do before. I'm going to try to get to sleep early tonight, but I figured I would just do one of these because I'm not going to be able to do it tomorrow because I'm going to the game. So, yeah, I don't want JT Miller. I don't. The way that he left this organization, no. And supposedly Vancouver wants 3 to 4 assets for him. You got jokes there, buddy. Oh, Rutherford must be smoking some good stuff. Laugh needs to tell casting guy that she's not getting that for JT Miller from the Rangers. Thank you, Mike. Appreciate that. Just remember, like, share, and subscribe. Helps put more eyes on the channel, helps the channel grow. Sorry, I'm not in the greatest mood, but it's just this pisses me off. This is a game where you jump out to a 2-0 lead in the first 5 minutes and you don't show up for the rest of the game. Terrible. Terrible, terrible, terrible. I mean, yeah, this is pretty much it. Davey, yeah, I mean, depending on what you get back for him, sure, I'll have no problem sending Georgiev and Miller to Siberia. I'm cool with that. Yeah, Sean. I don't get it. I don't get it. It's just another game where they played down to their competition and they just pissed us all off. Yeah, Mike. Yeah. Sorry, I can't really cheer you up. I don't really have it in myself. Yeah, and James, you're right. It's disappointing. 3-way tie for first. Now it puts the pressure on, and the Pittsburgh's not going away. Carolina is a better team than they are. So, you know what? The division's probably not going to be. I didn't think they were going to win the division, but you can't lose games against teams like Columbus, especially when you get killed the night before. Columbus is on the second of a back-to-back. There's no excuses. And they got trounced 6-0, and there were 63 shots against. I mean, the Hurricanes win in a shootout. The Penguins, they get a point, so now they jump ahead. So it just, yeah. And yeah, of course, I get it. Losses happen, but you know what? You still can't lose these types of games. Not in this way. And not against a bad team that's on the second of a back-to-back game. Terrible loss. Terrible. It's inexcusable. And David, I don't think Puljujärvi is going anywhere. I really don't think he's going anywhere. He's on pace for like 60 points. I doubt Edmonton moves him. I had somebody tell me on Twitter that they should accept Hedl and Gauthier for Puljujärvi. And I'm just sitting there saying to myself, why would Edmonton accept that pile of crap for a guy that's on pace for 60 points right now? A young guy that's on pace for 60 points right now. I don't get it. Yeah, and Davidson probably is smiling after that game, and good for JD. And this organization decided that they were going to go and, kind of get them out of there for whatever reason, and now, it's come back to bite them a bit. Drury's made some questionable moves. This team can't play 5-on-5 apparently. So, if all it takes is a second rounder to go get Phil Kessel, go get Kessel at this point. What does this team have to lose? I don't get it. And you know what? I know. Phil Kessel is probably he's not good. He's not having a good year. Well, no shit. He's playing in Arizona. Arizona is bad. They're one of the 2 worst teams in the league. He has nothing but Clayton Keller and Shane Gostisbehere to play with. That's it. Their goaltender is arguably their best player right now, Arizona. So that tells you a lot. Yeah, and that's the biggest thing for me, Sean. It's just Gallant always talks about the efforts, and yet the efforts don't ever get any better. They don't ever play 60 minutes. I just, yeah. That's I don't think the asking price is going up, David. They literally just came out with something today that said the asking price is pretty much a second round pick, and that's it. So, will it go up if he starts to play well? Sure, yeah. But Arizona might be asking for quite a bit for a guy that's really not put up the points so far. So the Rangers should just go get him now, because Dryden Hunt doesn't belong in an NHL lineup. Capo Caco is underwhelmed on the right side. Who do you have on the right side right now? Julien Gauthier, the guy that can't finish? You're going to tell me that Phil Kessel's not a better option than Julien Gauthier? He's not a better option than Greg McKegg. He's not a better option than Dryden Hunt. He's not a better option than Tim Gettinger or Johnny Brodzinski or any of these other guys that they continue to put in the lineup? I'm sorry, but I don't know what Ranger fans want. But Capo Caco isn't scoring. The only stretch he's had in which he's scored is when he's played with Strome and Panarin. So they refused to put that line back together for whatever reason. I don't know why they didn't do it. Filipino doesn't score anymore. I mean, and he doesn't look like he's a center anymore. So you're going to have to probably move on from him. So I don't think that this team is as bad as some people are thinking right now. I think that's a bit of a overreaction. But I definitely think that there needs to be a ton of improvements to this team in order for them to even think about winning a playoff round. You know, Mike Rupp is right. And I totally agreed with Mike Rupp the other day on NHL Network, or it was yesterday, or the day before, where he said that this team is not ready to win a Stanley Cup, but could win one within the next 4 or 5 years. Yeah, but you know what? You're going to need the young guns to mature, and you're going to need to add pieces, because this team, as presently constructed, is not winning a playoff round. So I don't even know if it's a sniper, James, that they need, but they need somebody who can drive play in the top 6. The top 2 lines are missing a winger that can actually help. So, yeah, and David, that's a good point. We don't have replacement level players. The guys that are coming up are AHL level players. That's it. But you know what? Why not give Lauri Painieemi a chance? Why not give him a shot and see what they have? I mean, could he really be that much worse than what's been put out there at the NHL level? And yeah, Sean, it is. And it would be nice if Vitaly Kravtsov was here, but they botched that. But Kravtsov's whiny and entitled. Well, maybe our general manager is a stupid asshole. So yeah, I'm tired of it. They traded away a legitimate top line winger. They got nothing. They did not get nearly enough back from. I can't say nothing. Sammy Blais would help, but again, he wouldn't be the answer for this team. No, I'm not saying Painieemi is a Buchnevich. I'm just saying that Painieemi, just give him a shot at this point. Give him a shot. Yeah. I'm just, it's not working. David, even if he is, he can't come over until the KHL season ends. It's not one of those temporary like conditional loans. It's a full season loan. So yeah, big blue boy, me too. I will be there. So and yes, Blay is better than Hunt. Yes, I totally agree with this. I'm not saying that Sammy Blay wouldn't help. I'm just saying he's not nearly close to Pavel Buchnevich, and that's what happens when you deal away a top line winger for a completely underwhelming return. You screw up your team. That was a terrible move. No, any way you cut it, it's a terrible, terrible move. And you didn't have to give all of that cap to Nemeth, Goodrow, and Blay. I mean, between Nemeth, Goodrow, and Blay, that's about $7.5 million. You could have given Pavel Buchnevich $5 million, and you could have gotten Blay for a second round pick. They could have kept him. Sure, yeah, but I don't think he's going to really worry about that right now in the middle of the season. I think he's got other stuff to worry about. I know the KHL season is on a hold right now, though, so that could be bad. It means that we could not see Kravtsov for the rest of the regular season. Outstanding performance by Georgiev, yeah. Just not good. Not good. Not good at all. You need more from that. You need more from your backup goaltender, and Georgiev these last two starts has not been good. Actually, let's look at Georgiev's starts. Funny enough, so we'll pull up his last few starts here on Hockey Reference because we do. All right. So 3 of his last 5 starts have been losses. So January 3rd, he got against Edmonton. He allowed 1 goal on 34 shots. He lost to Vegas, allowed 5 goals on 35 shots. Then he beat Anaheim, allowing 1 goal on 14 shots. Then he lost to LA, allowing 2 goals on 38 shots. I mean, the LA game was not bad, but the Vegas loss was not good. The Carolina loss was not good. And then tonight's loss was not good. So 3 of his last 6 starts have just been bad. Just been bad. Yeah, James, of course. I mean, the record is a little deceiving, but they're still a good team. Yeah, Georgiev isn't stealing any games. That's the thing. He hasn't stolen. He has not. I don't think he's stolen really a game for them. You know what? I'm going to go back and look through the game logs and see if he really has even stolen a game for them. All right, so here's the complete game log. All right. So he lost to Washington opening night. The next game was the Ottawa game, which he had 26 saves on 28 shots. He won that one. He lost to Edmonton in overtime. That was the McDavid game where he absolutely diced everybody up. The Columbus game, he won on November 13th. New Jersey game, I can't even say he stole that one. Buffalo, he no. San Jose, he came in for Igor, made 9 saves. He won those back-to-back games in Chicago, won the game against Buffalo, lost to Nashville, lost to Colorado. Yeah, you know what? He hasn't stolen a game all season. He hasn't stolen a game all season. Yeah, of course. You don't expect him to win you games. You just expect him to not lose them, and he didn't help them win the game tonight. You expect him to help you win a game, not win or steal, but he hasn't really done that. I'm sorry. There's not a game that I can look in that game log and say, hey, you know what? He stole a game for them, like, or he helped them win. I mean, maybe the Devils game, that was a shootout though. Back in November. Yeah, I guess you could say because of the shootout. The Chicago games, the two Chicago games that he won back to back on the 4th and the 7th. I went to the game on the 4th. He played well in those, but not. And the team played decent in front of him. Buffalo game, the Edmonton game, they played really good. The Edmonton game that he won, they played really good in front of him. Vegas game, he just didn't, the team did not play well in front of him, so I won't blame him for that one. The Anaheim game, he didn't really do anything. He had faced 14 shots, let in 1 goal. I can't think of a game. Andy, welcome to the channel, by the way. I don't think I've seen you here before in the chats. Yeah, I get it. The off season might be a better time to go get a top 6 forward, but it's not good. They need to do something. They are going to do something by the deadline. I wonder what Drury's going to do. So. Yeah. Well, you know what? I'm sorry, guys and girls. I'm gonna pack this up tonight. I'm tired. I just wanted to get on here and do this because I know that I know you guys were probably looking forward to it. But I'm exhausted and I got a long day ahead of me tomorrow. So, um, yeah, thank you all for joining. I hope tomorrow is great. I'll be there. I'm glad that I could give you all some sort of outlet to vent to, because I needed one myself. So, but yeah, thank you, James. I appreciate that. I just wish we had something good to talk about. I mean, I think I could take this a lot more if Fox wasn't hurt. If Fox wasn't hurt, then yeah. And Vince can see if Vince doesn't see it happening. Well, you know what? Vince may not see it happening, but it wouldn't shock me if it did. I'm not saying it's going to, Andy, but I wouldn't be shocked if they went out and they made that deal. And they opened it up to get someone like Kessel or Krause in it as well. So, but yes, Mark, I know I will take video. So, everybody, I hope you all have a good night. Yeah, I just I wanted to get on and do this, and thank you all for joining me. Hopefully, they don't absolutely shit the bed for tomorrow night for Henrik. So, everybody, have a good night, and let's go Rangers.